requires how you're going to cut it and what length you're going to cut it. Some moustaches you might cut shorter in the middle, longer towards the outside, which is where you're tilting the hair out. So you take it shorter in this middle section. Remember the way that the hair grows down in the middle, out slightly to the sides through here. Okay? And remembering the hair texture is going to be different to what we've got here. So you could come in, I prefer to use scissor over comb around the mouth area on the top, just a bit more precise, and it saves you getting the clippers in round the nose here, okay? So you could come in, taking it shorter in the middle here, and then when you come to the outside, bringing it longer, so you're tilting it out towards the sides. And that's going to give you the shape where you can bring it to a coil around the outside. The more fashion type moustaches, okay? You could also incorporate a clipper, the same with your clipper attachment, into the moustache, and just have that as a grade 4 all the way around. You can use all the different techniques across the moustaches you have done with everything else. Obviously remembering when you've got your clipper grades on there, the noses here, so you do have to work around that. So it might be that you bring your clipper attachments just to the side here, and then you work scissor over comb to join that up through the middle. Okay? So you could work through there. It's all about looking at the length the client requires and what suits them. But you are looking to have it slightly shorter on the top of the lip there. Obviously think about your client eating. It does need to sit just on the top of the lip there. It also depends on where the hair grows there for that client. Does it grow close to the lip? Does it grow a bit further up? Does it grow closer to the lip but not closer to the nose? Okay, so start thinking about how the hair's growing, and it's going to be different for every single client. Okay? So I would like you to come in with a scissor over comb technique, and you're going to tilt your comb out and cut across. Okay? So you can start to see we are cutting off a lot of length here. I'm going to do a little bit to begin with, and I'm going to blend it in to what we've got at the sides here. Okay? So remembering you wouldn't get these lines as such in the hair, the same as you have on the tuition head. Scissor over comb, take a little bit off, then take a bit more off. Also, you've got to think the hair here is growing outwards. It's very, very rare that on a real person the hair would grow out. So we will have to take it slightly shorter for it to sit closer. Try and take a little bit off at a time, then a little bit more, working your way round. Obviously remembering I haven't cut the beard on that side, so I'm just going to work on this side at the moment. You can come in different directions to cross-check. But I am going to start to bring this shorter. This is at the point where we want to make sure that we can see exactly what we are doing here. So your client's head would be back and you would be bent down so you can see. So working close, you need to be able to see what you're doing. Always take a little bit off, then a bit more. You can always cut more, you can't stick it back on there, guys. And just consider how this is going to shape around the face if your client is wearing a full beard as well as a moustache.
You just do that with, cut it with scissors to sort of...
Yeah, that's what we're going to move on to. So once you've got it to the length you want, you might want to cut that shorter over the mouth here, okay? So I'm just going to take that to the length that I want it. And then you could come in, point cutting just to soften if that was the look you wanted. To cut across as well. Or you could use your neck trimmers to do exactly the same there, especially if you were cutting it just on the lip line here. Obviously you can't do that as much on these tuition heads because the hair does grow out, which makes it incredibly hard for you to cut a flat line in there. But you can take these quite short today. I don't mind, we aren't going to be going, we'll be going over the shapes, and obviously you will have another tuition head I'm hoping at some point so you can go over the whole thing again. But so just be aware.
Is this all the input?
Yeah, we've just got to go over the shapes, which we'll do next week. Okay, because we've got one more client session, which is just to wrap everything up. So just start coming in a little bit closer, remembering you'll happen to tilt out, but still keep close because of the nose. Okay? So everyone's shape around here is going to be slightly different. You're going to use a slightly different procedure for each person, but it's down to your professional ability and what we've learned so far, how you're going to achieve that. Okay, thank you,
Cool.
Gordon.